In today's video, part 2 of my twin flame story. If you haven't seen part 1, you might want to go back and look at that one first, because that was the episode about meeting him, seeing him, recognize him. Not so much falling in love, more just remembering or coming into the recognition of who he was and is to me. I loved him before I met him. Okay, so let's rewind. Let's go back to that night when it hit me like a sledgehammer. I spoke to him that night. I had no idea what was happening to me though. I told him about the bungee jump, had a bit of a catch up. He agreed we'd have to have a mix together at some point on the decks. And coincidentally, that weekend, also my very bad 9-year relationship with my ex went into complete meltdown. And then we went home and something very strange happened. I mean, my relationship with my ex had been so bad. My mind had been dominated by some very dark thoughts for actually years. And like overnight, it was like that all just went. It was like all the darkness, the resentment was instantly taken away. And instead of that, I found myself staring into the sunset and singing songs from South Pacific. I did think it was a little bit strange, although at the time I wasn't being picky. I was just glad that I wasn't in that place of darkness anymore. What song was I singing? I'm as mad as a hatter, but what does that matter? I'm in lust with a wonderful guy. Yeah, I changed it to lust because that's what I thought it was. I mean, I think everybody tells themselves that it's lust at first because there's no other way that you can rationalise it. It was a good 5 years before I'd heard about twin flames and all, so yeah, it was just all rather strange. Really good. And also at the weekend where I come into that recognition, I won a prize draw, and that's very bizarre because I don't have that kind of luck. I've never won a raffle. I don't do the lottery because I'm one of those people that never gets a single number, so it seemed odd. But then it wasn't a random thing. And what it was at the event, which was at a holiday park, and everyone had their own chalet. The idea was that one of the organisers was to knock on a chalet door randomly and tell them they'd won a ticket to the next event, or 2 tickets to the next event. And it wasn't really random when he knocked on our chalet door, because we'd taken the decks to the chalet, the turntables, voila, and I was on them, bouncing the tunes out, and the guy obviously heard the music coming from our chalet, and that's why he knocked on our door and gave us the prize tickets. So really it was my music that manifested that situation. And my twin flame was going to be at this event, and I was really looking forward to it. I didn't know why I was really looking forward to it, I just knew that I was, and that was in 2 weeks' time. Yeah, and then the next weekend, like the weekend before the event, my ex-partner and I watched with a couple of neighbours the last episode of the Eurovision Song Contest to be presented by Terry Wogan in the UK. Yeah, the other 2 people that were there, they were moaning about how bad the music was. But I didn't mind because I was going to go on a fabulous night out very soon, so I can listen to a little bit of mediocre pop music on my weekend off. And this tune came on. Who was it by? By Germany. I think it was by Germany. DJ Please Take Me Away. And I was feeling torn because I was still feeling misplaced loyalty towards my ex. And I thought, like, which one? Yeah, we're all into our music. Yeah, well, which one? I mean, on reflection, man, what a stupid question that was. I think Russia won that night. And then I stayed up all night with my sketchbook, and my head became flooded with these magnificent mythological images. It was pretty damn intense. And when I finally got to bed, all the dreams kicked in. It was absolutely nothing I could do about it. It was an absolute tsunami. And then came the following weekend. I was up in the North Midlands. It was the same venue where I'd met him 2 years earlier. Yeah, before the night out, I phoned my schizophrenic friend up in the seaside town where I used to live. I had to talk to someone about this, like, what's going on? And I confided in him that, look, Phil, I think I've fallen in lust. And I said my twin flame's name, and Phil's reaction was, oh, no, don't be careful what you say, you don't want to freak him out. And I said, okay, yeah, I promise you, if I start getting cross-eyed and sweaty, I'll leave him alone. And that was that. I went to the night out, my ex was still there, oh, God. And I saw my twin flame arrive, and he was talking to some people as he arrived. We was in the corridor, I was quite a distance away, and then he looked up and saw me, and I instantly knew he felt absolutely exactly the same way. He was like, hello, darling, and he sort of bounced past everyone to give me a hug and a kiss, and it was like, yeah, and then I was looking at him, I was looking at his hair, and it was like, oh, did not know what was happening, not at all. I got to have a chat with him. What was I talking to him about? And his friend, was it spirit guides and power animals? They were hanging off my every word. I asked him what the name of some tune was, and it was pretty difficult to follow, because we were just looking deep into each other's eyes. I didn't see pupils, I just saw depth. It was a long time before I actually got to know what the exact colour of his eyes were. Man, I just fell into them. I haven't got to the bottom yet. I look into your eyes and see the universe not yet born. It was really something else. It was the end of the night. I decided, right, I better go easy on the cognac, because I was turning into a little puppy. Yeah, so that night ended. Huge fight with my ex. He had to go. And then the following week, oh my God, my heart chakra was out here. It had been closed, proper closed, like a piece of granite for years. So it was like overcompensated. It was painful. It was like when a body part is mega swollen, and I just could not function, not at all. I was just sat there like that. Oh my God, what am I going to do for the whole week? And I knew I had to end my relationship with my ex, like, immediately, but then I was in so much of an emotional state. I don't think my second dad, who I used to tell everything to, who unfortunately isn't with us anymore, suggested that I might have been in too much of an emotional state to make a decision. That said, that decision should have been made long ago. A few weeks later, I ended it with my partner. It's like, what happened was, I finally got him to leave, and I went to see a friend who had proper helped me out during this time. Proper helped me out with my ex-partner being really abusive. He actually gave me a place to stay where I actually had some peace and quiet. He said, what you need is peace and quiet. And interestingly, I noted that he had some connections to my twin flame's town. And I went to see him. I told him I'd split up with my ex-partner, and then I confessed that there was someone else, and he said, well, I think you need to go down to his town and shag this guy's brains out. And I was like, oh, no, no. And I said, no, you need to go and just find out one way or another, because every fibre of your being is crying out for this. And I'll tell you what, he said, because I have connections to this town, I've got friends there, I'll come with you. I'll come to the event with you. I'll look after you. If you want to spend some time on your own, I'll go fishing. Well, what a lovely guy. But unfortunately, it didn't turn out that way, because next morning, my friend got up to go to work, and he jarred his back at the when he got to the bottom of the stairs, and he'd broken his back in 1980, and he really suffered with his back. So he had to come back upstairs in absolute agony and go to bed and stay in bed for a week. He said, you go on your own. I said, well, okay then. But the truth of the matter is, if I had gone with my friend because of his back, we would have had to have gone in his rusty old rag and bone van. And it would have been, he wouldn't have been able to handle my car with the sports suspension. But I must say, it would have been much more stylish for me to just go there in the MX-5. And so that's what I did. Yeah, my friend gave me his blessing. He gave me lots of pointers, lots of advice, like the best place to eat when I got there, etc., etc. So I was prepared as I could have been. And so on the day, was it 18th of July 2008, I hit the road and set off down there, and that's going to be the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this one. It's starting to get really interesting. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.